What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Our Streamers Cheaters. Today we're going to be reacting to the subreddit of streamers cheating. I've left it a couple of days and hopefully there are some more interesting clips for us to analyse and check through. If you do enjoy this video, guys, be sure to hit that thumbs up, and why not give the video a share, because it does help massively. If you're new, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Badboy Beaman. Right, let's crack on with the video. This one's called More of Z Left being sus. This is by UCE_cheese. Let's give this video a watch.
Oh, thank you for the comms. I had no idea there were two. Save my life. Comms. I had no idea there were two. Save my life.
I'll take the stick.
On me. Another guy's behind this wall. Nice. One more.
I'll take the stick.
On the buy.
Oh, fuck, I'm dead. No, I'm not. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Knocked one. On the buy.
Knocked one. He's close.
Right there.
Knocked two.
Where?
On me. They're self-resing.
Soldier incoming.
That guy's weak as shit.
Knock him.
Teammate has been cleared for
All dead.
deployment.
Let's go, baby. We're popping off.
Knocked one. On the buy.
Knocked one. He's close.
Right there.
Knocked two.
This video is 3 minutes long.
You're dead now.
Yep.
Okay, so after watching them clips, I'm going to say the first one to me didn't seem very suspicious. I can see why someone may say it looks like a lock-on, but it's very hard to say because the player's not really moving much. Although I'm sure all of his bullets did hit the centre chest area, even whether or not the player was downed or standing. Locks on downed enemy, unusual snap. That's what it states here. It's not very visible. Okay. This second one, where he goes into the garage,
I'll take the stick.
that does look like a snap, okay? Because the fact is, his aim is slightly down to the floor. And from this point, his crosshair jumps up towards the head area. Even in slow motion, you can see it. But it says nice aim lock. There are actually bullets missed within that clip. So if it is aim lock, then he would have to be toggling it off and on. Maybe he toggles for the first snap, using, I don't know, a foot pedal or something along those lines, and then releases it once he's got his aim on target. However, that doesn't really add up to what we've seen of Zlaner in the past, because he always seems to have that perfect centre chest tracking, the perfect centre chest shots in all situations. So I would say again that this one doesn't really show an aim lock. We move it forward to this one. He's actually got a controller cam on show.
All done.
Now I can see why the clip's been shown where he shoots the guy in the window and why it actually gets slowed down a couple of times. And it's because he's hip firing, but his aim adjustment seems to snap to the centre chest of the enemy. And it's a very weird transition. If you watch it slowly, it looks a lot worse.
Knocked one.
But this guy here, he sees the first guy. I would say yes, it does appear to be on centre chest. The full situation here, the first guy, he's got visuals on.
Knocked one close.
Pretty straight shot, the guy didn't really move. And then there was an issue with maybe a snap to the left. But what you will notice if you pull it back slightly, after he's down this guy, right here on the left side of his scope, you can actually see the second enemy. So he's already had visuals on that enemy
Close.
and then moves over to that side. Let's watch his thumbs on his joysticks now on his controller.
Close.
His left thumb's moving to the right, and his right thumb seems to be moving upward, but that might be slightly up and left. And as you can tell from here to here, it is slightly up and left. So that all adds up. It doesn't seem to be a mechanical movement whatsoever. And he did have prior knowledge of that enemy being there. But this one, for me, is out of all that, the most suspicious part. Watch it again and again and you'll see the crosshair, even though it's hip firing, moves perfectly to centre chest with some sort of mechanical movement there. You see that? And that part to me is, out of that, the only suspicious moment, by the way, guys. Everything else had a plausible explanation for the movement, for the positioning, and for where he was aiming, other than the one in the window where his hip fire seems to snap to the enemy chest. Again, with this one, guys, I don't find this very suspicious, although that enemy is not on the UAV that's showing. Think about how close he is to the corner of that building now. Watch. There's going to be footsteps coming. That enemy wasn't crouching. The enemy wasn't aiming down sight whilst walking. The enemy was running. So he's going to hear those footsteps, isn't he? And it's not like he was re-aiming that corner constantly. He's actually checking the left side here, and the enemy comes from the right side. It's not a snap. But again, it was nice tracking on the centre chest. But I wouldn't say that that was a lock or a snap. And he clearly would have heard the enemy from that position. Even in slow motion, you see the enemy before he even moves to the right with his crosshair placement. So again, to me, that one's actually not suspicious. I like the way they broke this one down, where they actually say to remember the enemy on the roof here. And it's a very good thing to point out. This is something a lot of people do miss. He's having an engagement with this enemy here. How would he know now that the enemy off that roof has changed position? So I'm going to pull that back and just double check a couple of things. He does a couple of jumps here. Maybe he's checking the roof from here. No, because there's no way he could see over that roof with his jumps. So now what he's doing is he's actually looking what would appear to be through the building and the bus stop right here. And then pre-aims this corner here. Now with that, it does show signs of wall hacks. It really does.
You're dead now.
Didn't check his left monitor. I'm not sure when this clip was actually from. It could have been an old clip. It could be from whenever. Because you've got to remember, guys, I'm not the one putting these clips out. I am literally just analysing them. People are putting them on the subreddit, and I'm talking through them with you guys. So I can only go based off what we see and hear on these clips. So what you've got is an enemy that was on top of the building. He's then had an engagement with the second guy who pushed in, killed him. He's had no visuals whatsoever on the guy from the top of that building since that point. He pushes outside and seems to be looking through the building and the bus stop then pre-aims the corner that just so happens to have that second enemy who was on the roof appear from. Okay? So throughout this whole thing, you cannot see the second enemy. He pre-aims there and then shoots. And what you got to realize, guys, he does actually change his aim here. But think about where that enemy was. We're going to show you now. That first pre-aim here, he's actually aiming directly at where the enemy is, through that wall. Then he adjusts it and then goes back to where the enemy was. He was literally aiming directly at that enemy. There's no map knowledge of that enemy moving there. Could he have heard footsteps from that distance? Do you think so? I'm sure a lot of people will say that he heard sound, but the fact that he has aimed directly at that enemy through the wall. Yeah, see where that enemy is stood right there? This is just as he adjusted his aim. We'll pull it back a little bit further. Watch. That moment there is the moment where he aimed through a wall directly at the enemy's location. Because watch as he adjusts his aim now where the enemy is stood. Watch. You see? That is the enemy stood right there. That is the exact location Zlaner was aiming at through that wall. So is that signs of wall hacks? I would say yes, that is a big sign that somebody is using wall hacks. If I was to cover his face and his name, would people also claim that? Yes. But guys, the fact is, in that whole situation, how did he know that the enemy had jumped off the top of that building and come down to that exact location for him to then pre-aim through a wall at the enemy's location? Readjust a little bit and then shoot the enemy. Is that suspicious? I think so. That post was from UCE Cheese and it was a very good clip. Some of the stuff that was actually shown in there wasn't suspicious, but some of the stuff was also. And what you've got to remember, guys, is if somebody is cheating, it doesn't mean that they are cheating 100% of the time. It also doesn't mean that even if they are cheating 100% of the time, that they are using the same cheats or the same cheat settings. People can use walls one day, aimbot the next, and then both the day after that. You can adjust the softness, the speed, and everything of their aimbot on day 1 compared to day 2, day 3, day 4. There are so many different variables for all these things that people will change them about, especially if people are questioning their gameplay. Why wouldn't you change it? Why wouldn't you change it to throw people off? If somebody's accusing you of using aimbot, why not stop using aimbot and just use walls? Because then your aim will look 100% natural, because it is. But you'll still have full knowledge of the enemy positions. So yes, thank you for the post, and it was definitely suspicious of parts, but in others, they had full explanations. So let's move on to the next one now. This is a post from Worth Physics 6391. It says, not sure if Triple B will see this, but I'd like an open discussion on how he discusses how these cheats work. As someone who uses them, I've noticed he tries too hard to dumb down the explanation of how they work to educate instead of being more head-on with it. What do you guys think? I understand what you're saying. And what you've got to realise is a lot of people who watch my videos don't understand cheats. A lot of people, before I even started this video series, didn't have a clue how aimbot or wall hacks worked. People had this misconception that aimbot was literally never miss a bullet, headshot only, whack, 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 spinning around the map, shooting everyone. That is literally the idea that people had of aimbot. But what I've done is broke it down. I'm not dumbing it down as such, but occasionally it is required to dumb it down. And the reason for that is so that people have a better understanding of what's going on. And that way more people are open to the idea that aimbot can be changed and that wall hacks can be changed and that all these different settings are actually available. So I appreciate what you're saying, but if I was to just go head on with it and be in depth with a lot of detail about things, then I don't think people would really grasp the idea of what's going on. It's good to me to speak to the viewers as if they have no knowledge of it. That way, anybody who doesn't have knowledge of it will understand the videos better, as well as the people who do have knowledge of it. The fact that you understood why I was doing it the way I did shows that it's working. The fact is, anyone who's got experience with cheats, anybody who has used them, anybody who's got the knowledge of all the different settings that can be used, will still understand what's going on in my videos. But this way, people who don't have that knowledge will sort of grasp the idea of what's going on also. So I appreciate your post and thank you. We've got one here from Binks987. Biffle locked in. I'm not sure if this is just a full video. Let's click on it.
Yo, downtown is just whoever's orange is about to eat.
Am I? Oh my god, there goes it. RPGs? Yeah, I mean, good try, bro. Trying that heady.
I mean, of all the clips of Diaz Biffle that are going around, that one right there probably looks the most natural I've ever seen him play. Those 2 kills, the guys pretty much ran to the position. He had knowledge of them because he had a UAV up, and he knew that those guys were pushing the way they were because of the UAV. So they both just seemed like standard kills to me there. That post was from Binks987. Thank you for the post. We've got one here, Biffle at 1410. LOL. From user 16121. Let's have a watch on this.
Morning, Big Daddy. Yeah, I saw that. I saw. Sir. I could sense the musk, the manly musk behind me.
Okay. Headset on now. We're going to pull it back a little bit again. 0.25 speed. I want to see if they are actual snaps or readjustments.
Big Daddy. Yeah, I saw that. I saw. Sir. I could sense.
No map knowledge. You got to realise the first shots he took through the wall missed, second shots hit. But if you were a good player and you were high up and you'd been doing it for a long time, if you were actually using walls, you were actually locking onto people through walls using aimbot, then you would put a fake one in first and then lock on. So with that, it's hard to judge. The first couple of shots that he hits where he actually has visuals on the enemy don't seem too bad. However, there is absolutely no knowledge on the minimap of any enemies whatsoever. So how did he know to shoot in them positions? You've got to look at that as a singular clip rather than comparing it with others. And I would say that it's a possibility that he just attempted a wall bang based on the fact that he knew enemies were in that room, at least one. The fact is that there's loot over here showing somebody has died. So has there been a previous engagement where he's already killed that guy over there? And this other guy who's in there is his teammate? We don't know. So, those wall bangs, although they do look sus on their own, there could be prior engagements before that. There could be anything. So, guys, that moment there looks sus as hell. It does. But at the same time, he starts to miss shots here as well. I get it. Diaz Biffle is probably one of the most suspicious players there is, and the fact that he doesn't have a face cam doesn't help him. And the fact that when he went to Swag's gaff and started playing on his setup, his aim didn't seem to be what it is when he's playing at home with no face cam on. But that clip, although it looks bad, is probably not the most damning clip there is of Diaz Biffle. But what do you guys think of that? Personally, I think it could be aimbot toggling through walls and hidden in the first couple of shots. Or it could just be that he's chanced it and bang, bang, wall banged and actually hit somebody. But like I've always said, if there is an option that it could be legit there, then I tend not to say anything about it. But this one, Diaz Biffle, it's not the most suspicious moment I've seen. We've got a post here from Samuel Milo Gaming. Thoughts on aim assist. I've actually seen this video before.
Wait, I went on the roof.
So you can see the aim assist slowdown. The guy is behind the wall and he's getting aim assist slowdown. But at no point in this is it locking on through the wall. It is only giving him a slowdown. It's actually the same when J-God demonstrated that you can actually get aim assist through a roof. That was actually demonstrated in one of Zlaner's response videos. However, the clip where Zlaner had it happen to him, it seemed to lock. There is a difference between a lock and an aim assist slowdown. And this video pretty much clearly demonstrates the slowdown.
Am I getting aim assist through the wall?
Yeah, you can actually see his aim slowing down where the enemy is. So the enemy is around this area.
I'm orange.
Because what aim assist actually does, it creates, let's imagine an imaginary bubble around the enemy where your aim will slow down to help you assist your adjustments when you are shooting at that enemy. And I think it can reach up to 200 meters. Unless you are hip firing, then I think it's 25 meters. Don't quote me on that, but I'm sure those are the stats for aim assist. As you get further away, the bubble around the enemy actually becomes larger, so your slowdown has a little bit more of an effect. But anything over 200 meters, there should be 0 aim assist. Anything over 25 meters with hip fire, there should be 0 aim assist. And this is Teepee actually demonstrating what aim assist looks like. And it's good to see that somebody's demonstrating what it looks like. And it is just a slowdown. So all these people claiming that aim assist locks on, all these people claiming that aim assist snaps, it doesn't. It just literally slows your aim down over the area. It's classed as the invisible bubble of aim assist around the enemy. And that is all. It's a good video to actually watch. If you want to see that, it's posted on the subreddit by Samuel Milo Gaming. We've got one here from Gaucho IRE. This is Zlaner, my aim assist, my aim assist. I've actually seen this clip. I've seen it posted all over Twitter. People claiming that, I think it's when his aim assist snaps to the downed enemy or concentrates on the downed enemy or locks onto the downed enemy. I can't remember the exact words. So we will give this one a watch now. So he's down that first guy there.
My aim assist. My aim assist! No! It just stuck to the guy that was down, man. That's where it fucks you over sometimes. Wow, that's so unlucky.
Let's slow it down a little bit. First of all, I want to point out a couple of things is that he said it's stuck to the downed player. Aim assist doesn't stick. We've just had Teepee demonstrate aim assist just slowing down in a little bubble around the enemy. So why would his aim assist stick to an enemy, stick to a downed enemy? Now, I've seen it happen where people are actually toggling cheats. I've actually seen people demonstrating it where they're toggling cheats. And if there's two enemies quite close together, it can pick the wrong one. Say you've got a downed enemy and you have aimbot set to shoot at down players and there's an enemy who's just pushed in the room, similar to this situation. But say your aim is just slightly to the left where the down player is, it will lock on to him because your aim is nearest to him. Your crosshair placement is nearest to that player and it's actually causing people to get killed. I've actually seen it demonstrated. There is a guy called Hoppin' Dude who is quite good with IT things. He's actually doing a video soon in a couple of days where he's going to demonstrate the ins and outs of locking on and what it looks like at 60 FPS, 240 FPS, 120 FPS and things like that. And hopefully you can actually put something like this with two players close together and how it can snap to the wrong person in a situation. But this to me, people were saying in the comments all over Twitter that it's not sus, aim assist does that. Aim assist doesn't lock on, aim assist doesn't snap, it doesn't stick. It literally just slows down. So we've got this slowed down now to 0.25 speed. The first player is pretty much a standard kill by the looks of things. Guy shot him first, so he knew he was there. Yeah, looks like a natural kill. But he's only down the player. He then pushes round. Keep in mind he already had knowledge of two players being in there because of the UAV. So he's pushing round the back, knowing that that teammate of the enemy is going to push in to try and go for the res, or try and push in to finish him. Gets a reload in. Jumps in as he sees the enemy. But watch his aim now. See that? That in itself looked like a small lock-on to the first player. Almost like a toggle. And then the second time he tries to shoot, his crosshair placement was closer to the downed player than the first player he actually wanted to shoot. And that's when he starts complaining. That's where it gets you sometimes. It doesn't. Aim assist literally does not stick to a player. It doesn't lock onto a player. It doesn't snap to a player. Because Teepee's just shown, even through a wall, it only does a slowdown. There are plenty of videos out there. There's a video by somebody called The Exclusive Ace, along with many others, where they demonstrate all the different settings of aim assist and how none of them actually lock on. None of them actually stick. None of them actually snap. They'll just have different slowdown motions, rotational slowdown, things like that. This situation here to me is suspicious. The fact is, the first time he takes a shot at the guy, the one who's running across, not this first guy here, and now when he starts taking shots at the second guy, we're going to slow it down to 0.5 so you guys can see it properly. Watch this. Watch his aim now. Did you see his aim go to center chest and then drag to the left the way it did? That looked like a toggle. That's what it looked like. Now, anybody who's experienced with toggling aimbot would know that once that player gets out of vision, you need to let go of it, okay? Also, a lot of people only toggle it on to get the initial shot off and then stick with the enemy as they please and just use it in and out if the enemy makes adjustments in their movements. But watch this second one again, guys. You could see his aim trying to pull down to the left, and it's almost like he was fighting against it. And again, if somebody was toggling aimbot in that situation, all they have to do is release the toggle. If it's a foot pedal, take the foot off the foot pedal, and it would be able to adjust back to where he wants the aim to go to. I'm not saying this is 100% evidence of anything, guys. This is a clip somebody shared on the subreddit. I'm just analysing it and breaking it down, and I do believe that within that clip there are little signs that aim assist seems to be a lot stronger than it should be. What do you guys think of that one? Well, there we have it, guys. We've had quite a lot of clips coming through of Zlaner and Diaz Biffle throughout the subreddit. And just so you know, you can post clips of any streamer no matter how big or small. So there were definitely suspicious moments of Diaz Biffle and definitely suspicious moments of Zlaner again. Not to mention Teepee actually demonstrating how aim assist works through a wall. So there was quite a lot going on in these clips today, and I appreciate you all for posting them. And if you haven't already joined the subreddit, guys, it's linked in the description below. If you want to post anything for the community to look through and comment on, that's the best place to do it. If you don't want to be known to be posting any clips, you can directly message me on Twitter at Badboy Beaman. If you did enjoy the video, guys, be sure to hit that thumbs up, and why not give it a share? If you're new, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. If you want to support the channel further, hit the blue join button today and become a member of the Triple B fam. Until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace!